Welcome back, agents. So today I'm going to break down the Real Broker revenue share program. I'm going to go over what the benefits are of revenue share to you as an agent, but also what the benefits are to the company as a whole. And I'm going to teach you how to unlock the full potential of your revenue share from Real Broker. But real quick, this channel is all about teaching real estate agents about social media, video, and technology. If that interests you, make sure you hit the little subscribe button down below. So revenue share is essentially Real Broker rewarding the agents who are helping grow the company. See, a traditional brokerage has a marketing budget that they spend every single year on TV commercials and billboards and sponsorships in order to try to grow their company. Real has instead taken their entire marketing budget and is giving it to the agents because Real wants to grow one agent at a time, word of mouth, right? They want us to represent the company and build relationships with other agents and us tell our story to those agents and bring those agents directly on. And as a reward, they're giving us a revenue share, which is essentially part of that agent's cap that they're paying to Real. And there's actually several really big benefits to this type of growth model compared to traditional marketing. One of the benefits is that since we're growing word of mouth one agent at a time, when that new agent comes in, they typically know at least one person in the company already. If you were to join a company because you saw a TV commercial, you're probably going in there blind and really not knowing anybody in the company. So the agents who are coming in, they have a sponsor into the company, and that's pretty significant, and it is going to have a big impact on that new agent's experience with the company. Now, a second major benefit is that the agents in the company now have access to an additional stream of income in the form of revenue share. And we all know that our businesses kind of go up and down with the seasons and with the interest rates and with the news. So having some additional streams of income when you're in a lull in your business is incredibly beneficial and really helpful to kind of keep the lights on and keep you moving forward in your business. And revenue share actually can grow to become a pretty significant source of income. And I actually know several agents who are receiving more money from revenue share than they are from their actual real estate business. Now, the third major benefit is actually to the company itself, and that's in the form of agent retention. If that new agent's coming into the company, if they have a sponsor into that company, they already know somebody here, they're gonna get up to speed much more quickly and much more likely to stick around because they already know somebody here. But also the agent that's receiving the revenue share, this is what we call in the industry golden handcuffs, right? You don't wanna give up that revenue share. If you're making $50,000 a year in revenue share, you're far less likely to give that up in order to leave the company. So overall for the company, it's much healthier because we have an increased agent retention because of revenue share. So revenue share really is a win-win-win. It's a win for new agents, it's a win for the agents in the company, and it's a win for the company itself. So now let's talk about how much as an agent you can actually make from revenue share. So Real Broker has an 85-15% split, and they charge a $12,000 a year cap. So if you directly bring in an agent and they name you as their sponsor, Real will give you 5% of every commission that they earn until they cap. So out of the 15% that they take, they're gonna keep 10 and they're gonna give you 5% of that until they cap. So out of the $12,000 cap, you essentially get 1/3 of that, which is $4,000 a year. So for every capping agent that you bring in, you'll receive $4,000 a year in revenue share. So let's say you bring in just 3 capping agents. You'll receive $4,000 a year in revenue share for each of those agents, which is $12,000 a year in revenue share. Real Broker's cap is also $12,000 a year. So if you can bring in just 3 capping agents, then you're essentially keeping 100% of your commission at Real. And so this is actually kind of a big goal of many agents here, is just to bring in at least 3 capping agents. Now, revenue share actually doesn't stop there. That agent that you directly bring in is considered in your tier 1. If they bring in an agent, that new agent is considered in your tier 2, and you'll receive 4% of every commission that they make until they cap, which is $3,200 a year for a capping agent in your tier 2. Now, if an agent in your tier 2 brings in an agent, that agent is gonna be considered in your tier 3, and you're gonna receive 3% of any commission that they earn, up to $2,400 a year in revenue share. If an agent in your tier 3 brings in an agent, that new agent will be in your tier 4. You receive 2% of every commission they make until they cap, which is $1,600 a year. And if one of your tier 4 agents brings in a new agent, they're going to be in your tier 5 and you receive 1% of any commission that they earn, which is up to $800 a year. However, there are some caveats. There is some fine print to revenue share that you need to be aware of first. So first off, in order for you to unlock the benefits of your tier 2, 3, 4, and 5 revenue share, you need to have a certain number of producing agents in your tier 1. So you need to have 10 producing agents in your tier 1 in order to unlock the benefits of your tier 2. You need to have 15 producing agents in your tier 1 to unlock the benefits of your tier 3. And then you need to have 20 producing agents in your tier 1 to unlock your tier 4 benefits. And finally, you need to have 25 producing agents in your tier 1 in order to unlock your tier 5 benefits. So as an example, I've been with the company a little over a year now, and I have 16 producing agents in my tier 1. So that means I've unlocked the benefits of my tier 1, 2, and 3 revenue share. Now, another caveat that you need to be aware of is that if an agent is on a team, they are paying a half cap. So instead of a $12,000 a year cap, they're paying a $6,000 a year cap. And so this means that you are still receiving 5% of their commission, but since their cap is less, your revenue share is going to be less as well. So for a team member with a half cap, you receive $2,000 a year for anybody in your tier 1 instead of the $4,000 a year. So essentially the revenue share is cut in half since their cap is also cut in half. Now, the final caveat you need to be aware of is that in order for you to receive revenue share, you need to be what they determine a producing agent. And they do this because they don't really want full-time recruiters coming into the company. They want agents that are actually closing transactions in the company, helping grow the company word of mouth. But don't worry, to be a producing agent is actually pretty simple. All it means that you need to earn at least $3,000 in commission every 6 months. So literally, if you just close one transaction or even just one referral worth at least $3,000 in commission every 6 months, then you qualify as a producing agent. So you literally could just close 2 referrals a year and they would consider you a producing agent and you'd qualify to receive revenue share. So let's run through a couple of different revenue share scenarios to kind of give you an idea of how much you can actually expect to earn in revenue share. And I will say that I am trying to be as conservative and realistic with these numbers as possible. I'm not going to tell you if you recruit 100 people and they recruit 100 people and they recruit 100 people, you receive $1 million a year. Nothing like that. Some very conservative and realistic scenarios with revenue share. So scenario 1, let's say that you bring in just 5 producing agents into the company. And that could be over a year, could be over 2 years, however long it takes you. You'll receive $4,000 a year for each of those 5 agents. So that's $20,000 a year that you receive in passive income in the form of revenue share. Now, I've talked in other videos about how I'm a single parent and my son has intellectual disabilities and is nonverbal. And my biggest goal in my career right now is just to do fewer transactions and spend more time home with my son. Now, $20,000 a year in revenue share, that's roughly equivalent of how much commission I'd earn on 2 transactions. So with revenue share, with just 5 producing agents, that means I could do 2 fewer transactions a year, which means I get to spend more time home with my son than I could have if I didn't receive that revenue share. So $20,000 in revenue share, I think it's pretty significant for a lot of people. Let's look at scenario number 2. Let's say you're a little bit further on in your career and you're really looking towards retirement or semi-retirement. And let's say you still want to keep your license active and maybe just send out referrals and you close 2 or 3 referrals a year. Let's say in this scenario, you bring in 10 producing agents into your tier 1, and each of those agents on average brings in just 1 agent. Now, realistically, what that probably actually look like is 8 of them would bring in 0 agents, and then 2 of them would maybe bring in 5 agents each. But on average, let's say you had 10 agents in your tier 1, and then on average you have 10 agents in your tier 2. Let's look at how much revenue share you'd earn from that. So that means for your tier 1, you're going to receive $4,000 a year on 10 agents. That's $40,000 a year. But because you have 10 producing agents, you unlock the benefit of your tier 2, which is $3,200 a year times 10 agents, which is $32,000 a year. So combined, that's $72,000 a year that you're going to receive in passive income in the form of revenue share. And so for many people, receiving $72,000 in passive income is pretty significant, and that could be the difference between retiring early or having to wait another 5-10 years before you can finally retire. So let's look at scenario number 3. Let's say that you're still hungry and ambitious and you really want to focus on revenue share, and admittedly, that's kind of where I'm at right now. And let's say that you bring in 25 producing agents in your tier 1. So what this means is that you've unlocked your benefit of all 5 tiers of revenue share. And let's say on average, each of those 25 agents brings on just 1 agent. So that's 25 people in your tier 1. Each of them bring on just 1 agent. So that's 25 people in tier 2, 25 tier 3, 25 tier 4. And I think that's a pretty fair and conservative estimate, that out of 25 agents, they are going to bring in on average 25 agents between them, right? I think that's a pretty conservative and realistic number. So that means you'd have 25 people at each tier, 125 people in your entire network. So from your tier 1, you would receive $100,000 a year in revenue share, $4,000 times 25 agents. For your tier 2, you'd receive $80,000 a year in revenue share. For your tier 3, you'd receive $60,000 a year in revenue share. Your tier 4, you'd receive $40,000 a year in revenue share. Then your tier 5, you'd receive $20,000 a year in revenue share. So all combined, that means that you would receive $300,000 a year in passive income in the form of revenue share just for bringing in those 25 producing agents in your tier 1. That is life-changing money for many, many people. That is a significant stream of income right there. And I do think that those are some very realistic numbers. I personally know agents that have 100 people in their network, 500 people in the network, even 1,500 people in their network. Now, the amount of revenue share that you earn when you have 500, 1,000, 1,500 people in your network is so ridiculous. I don't even want to say it in this video, because I'll be honest, that is the exception. That is not the norm. That shouldn't be what you expect. But just know that you can make significant life-changing money through revenue share if this is something that you really want to focus on. Or maybe, if you just want to put a little bit of time towards it, you can just do a couple fewer transactions every year and just get some more time home with your family. Revenue share is there and it's available for everybody, and it's going to be kind of up to you how much time and how much energy you want to focus on it. So look, if you want to learn a little bit more about Real Broker, you think it may be a good option for you, I want you to shoot me an email at malcolm@livinginmaryland.com. We can set up a time to hop on a video call with each other, and I can talk to you a little bit more about the company and see if it'd be a good fit for you. Or if you want to learn more about the caps, splits, and fees, check out this video I did right here, breaking those down. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you.